If you've seen my channel before, you'll know that I made a video about primaries and I intended to make a follow-up on secondaries. Now of course I won't be covering the ammo box and the tablet because the tablet is useless and the ammo box is an ammo box. It gives you ammo, it's not an offensive weapon. However, we can do on the Leman, the KO8 and all the others. So without further ado, let's answer the question, what is the best handgun or a secondary in helmet? Starting off with the default gun in helmet, the default secondary, the Leman N24. It is the standard issue sidearm of the Nusian ground forces. Despite its humble nature and the fact that it is literally zero budget, this thing is capable of doing some real terrifying things on the battlefield. The Leman has 12 rounds and 3 reserve mags, and that seems a little bit low, but you have to realize that you can just aim for the head. On any enemy that doesn't have a helmet on, it will be a one-shot kill. Plus the fact that unlike all the other guns, something about the Leman is just so smooth. So you can consider this your second primary and it's going straight into S tier. Up next we have the Talon 81, which is just a Vector, a Chris Vector. Like the Vector, it has the over 1000 fire rate and we can insert an it's over 9000 Dragon Ball meme here, but I'm not going to. Anyways, this thing isn't that good. Its main special function is that you can put on or remove the suppressor. However, it comes default with the suppressor on. This is a bad thing because the suppressor, it just says that it lowers the damage. However, it lowers the damage to the point where you're shooting a BB gun. You're going to waste an entire mag on a armored enemy. And even on like civilians without any armor on that are running, you're not killing them in one shot. I think it's gonna take like 4. So your mag has 16 bullets and you're just wasted 1/4 of them. However, I will say that removing the suppressor, it's not that bad, but the main weakness is the mag capacity and the fire rate at which the thing shoots. The thing has abysmal recoil when the suppressor is off. However, in exchange, as I've said, it has higher damage. If the gun was tweaked a bit, it could have been a great gun, a great alternative to the Kinoya. However, in its state, it's kind of meh, so it's going straight into C tier. Our next gun is the BV-844 Kinoya. This is a Wason gun that is supposed to be the Stechkin APS. Now we can see that this thing is heavily modified. It has a suppressor and a stock on it. And good for it because the thing would have horrible recoil if it didn't have a stock. The thing is, this thing, the Kinoya, has much better recoil than the Talon, and it also does way more damage. Like, not in technical stats, it probably has the same or just even just a tiny bit more damage. However, it feels much more. With the Kinoya, you can actually one-shot someone in the head consistently, unless they have a helmet, of course, which in that case, you're dead either way. It's really good and it's good for taking down multiple targets at a time. However, the problem with it is you can't shoot too much because it has so low ammo reserve. It has, I think, about 20 rounds, but there's only 2 reserve mags as opposed to the Talon's 3. But overall, it's a really good gun and I can recommend people to use it sometimes. It gets a B tier. Our next gun is the 42 Suppressed, otherwise known as a Big Iron. This thing is really divisive among the community. Some people really hate this thing and some people really like it. I happen to be in the camp of people who like it. However, this thing's special ability is that you can passively intimidate enemies, so if you just hold the gun up to them, they will go hands up. Also, while the gun is really slow fire rate, you can get moments like this.
In this town there lived an outlaw by the name of Texas Red. Many men had tried to take him, and that many men were dead. He was vicious and a loyal youth of 24, and the notches on his pistol numbered 1 in 19 more. 1 in 19 more. Now the stranger started talking, made it plain to folks around. Was in Arizona Ranger, wouldn't be too long in town. He came here to take an outlaw back alive or
A tier.
and he said it didn't matter.
And our final gun is the KO-8 Heavy, a Dominion package which features a shield and an M1911 or a 2011. The thing that stands out for me is the high damage, and this is really apparent on Extremity, where the enemies really are powerful and you will really notice if a gun has high damage if you can take them down in 2 shots. However, this high damage is offset by the fact that the thing is really lacking in other areas. The shield makes it so that you can't hip fire, and also if you use the left lean, your entire screen is blocked and you're basically aiming with just pure intuition. Due to this, it's not really that practical. However, there are a bunch of good uses for the KO-8, including the armored loadout, which features 2 plates, then you put on the scavenger perk, get 2 more plates, and then just raise the shield with the KO-8 every time. That's fun. You can tack, I think, 9 whole mags last I checked from a Vitala with that thing. However, that doesn't change the fact that this thing is quite niche. However, it's still quite practical in a team because of its high damage. It functions like a better version of the Leman if you have support from your teammates. B tier. So what were your thoughts on my thoughts about the secondaries? Do you think they are on par with the primaries, or are they just useless? I don't know, but thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and I hope you have a good one.